Hello, this is Yo Sensei. In today's tutorial, we will go over producing 2D plan and section drawings from a 3D model. In this session, we will learn how to produce a multi-level floor plan drawing and how to treat stairs. In section drawing, you will be learning how to draw organic volumes in a natural way. Okay, let's get started. So first, you can open up this file that is in the description section, and this file looks like this. And so it's a double-story retail space type of model with some furniture and fixtures and things like that. So that's there. So there is entry glass with facade element, and then we have these kind of decorative elements with some showcase, product showcase, dining area or tea area, lounge area, and kind of like standing bar type of area. And there's bathroom in the back. And there's a little yard out here, which is supposed to have some trees, which we don't have in this model. Okay, so first thing that you need to do is to select things that are not necessary for this model. So in this case, I'm just going to take this and delete it. And I would like to select all of the lines in this model. So run cell curve to select curves and then hide. And then also run cell dt to select points and hide. And also if you have like something like dimensions, cell dim and then hide. Okay, so right now this object has surfaces and poly surfaces only. I guess we are going to import 2D drawing template. So go to File and Import. And in your case, 2D drawing template is in the same folder of this file. So I have imported 2D drawing template. And this one shows some of the dimensions. So you can just, this portion you don't really need. It's just for the sake of, drawing the dimension samples. So you can just delete these ones. So what you're going to find in this 2D drawing template is series of layers. So hatch line for the wall fillet and the dimension layer. Line A08 is continuous. You can see the line types here. Continuous hairline, which is a thickness line, and then line B dot is a small dash of hairline. Line C is 0.13. Line 13 dot is a small dash, and then 0.25, 0.35, 0.5. So we will use 0.5 for the section cut, and then probably use line blue layer, green layer, and white layer. So probably 4 levels of layer line types. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is run clipping plane command, and then run clipping plane, and then you can move this up a little bit high. And so in theory, we would like to place a clipping plane about 4 feet above the ground. But in this case, there's no particular rule for that. So I think it's a little bit higher than this guy's head, so we can bring it down. But it really depends on how you want to show. So in this case, clearly I want to show the table, and I want to show some of the facade elements. I can bring it up, and maybe somewhere around here, I would like to have a cleaner cut on the stairs. So maybe we can go like this. Yeah, so something like that. That would be, but we would like to clear under these light bulbs, so we don't want to show that. So I guess it's going to have to be something like this. We could actually just delete the light bulbs later, but that would be fine. So I think this is going to be our first section cut. So in this case, we have to actually activate this clipping plane for both perspective view. So you have to, when you click on clipping plane. The property of clipping plane will show up in the property bar, and you need to activate this for the both top view and perspective view. Okay, so this would be the first good place to draw. So I am going to select everything on the top view from right to left, and then run make 2D command. Okay, so in this case, what you need to do is make view for this and object properties from by output layers. Tangent edges turning on, and then scene silhouette. You don't really need to do this. And then clipping plane intersections. So clipping plane intersection needs to be very important. And then doesn't need to group output, viewport rectangle, register with previous. So I think this is good setting. So let's go. Let's say so. It just moved it out of the way. As soon as it draws. So in this case, it doesn't really give you the difference of lines by this. But what happened was all of the lines on the clipping plane intersections went into clipping plane intersections in the layer that was produced here. So in this case, what you need to do is right-click clipping plane intersections, select objects, and then right-click, and then on the line G05, and change object layer. So the lines that are on the clipping plane needs to go into the red layer. Okay, so that is good for the first floor. And let's just produce a second floor one as well. So instead of just moving this clipping plane, I'm just going to turn it off. Okay, and then just copy the clipping plane in the left view. So now I will activate this second clipping plane to the perspective and top view. So in this case, where would be the good place to place it is, I think it needs to clear these chairs. So it goes up, but it needs to be below these lighting fixtures. So something like here would be good. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now I'm going to go back to this and then make 2D. Okay, so now I'm just going to move this here next to it, and now I am going to again go into the clipping plane layer, select objects, and then move it to line G. Okay, so this is red line. Okay, so I have a pretty good both first floor and second floor drawn. Yeah, and so I guess we can just go and get section drawings as well. So I'm going to again select these clipping planes and then turn it off on both sides, and get a longitudinal section, clipping plane. So now I can just move it around by activating in the perspective view. So one thing that I would like to capture in this one is that I think this, it'll be nice to be able to capture this floor. And then, looking at the stairs on the other side. And I would also like to, draw this kind of like volumetric organic type of table, which is nice. So this could be one good candidate for that. And in this case, what I want to avoid is that I am cutting right in the middle of the chair. So maybe I'm just going to, kind of move it so that it clears one chair, and then, the rest of it. So this object we have here, I think we can just get rid of it later. So that's fine. This cut I don't like, but I do. Yeah, so I'm just going to deal with it later in the drawing. So I think this is good place. So in this case, what we need to do is we need to actually go into the right view and then run make 2D command. So we have a section on the right side, which is good. But one thing that was kind of annoying is that we didn't actually capture the door. So I'm just going to produce another version of section as well. So turn off this clipping plane, and then copy this clipping plane, and then rotate to the other side, and kind of like put it inside of the stairs. So this time I would like to cut through the stairs. So this is quite nice. We are cutting through the stairs, and then we are seeing like all of these things. So this may be a better section. We are cutting through the tables and stairs. Yeah, so this is quite nice. Yeah, I like this section cut as well. So what's happening is that this is actually a left view. So it's not going to show if you just turn on the right view. So what you need to do is go into this little triangle next to the right, and then go to set view, and then find left view. Okay. So this is a proper way to do it. So select this, and then, but you actually want to deselect other stuff that are on the top view. So control click to deselect, and then activate the left view, and then make 3D. Okay, so we have another section here. That's good. So now I guess we can just deactivate all of the clipping plane. Okay, so again, what we are going to do is go into the clipping plane layer, and then change it to the section cut G layer. Okay, so I guess on the first floor, what we are going to do is to first clean up the section cut inside of it. So in this model, we have these lines that are kind of, outside, inside of the section line, and we are going to cut this out. Okay. So that is that. Okay. And then inside of these, this red circle, we would like to just delete all of these ones. In this case, I don't think we will read this line, so just delete these horizontal lines. Okay, so that is that, and so if you have this kind of continuous wall, and if you see this line here, I would get rid of it. But in this case, it's the difference between the interior wall and exterior wall. So let's keep this line. Okay. So that's pretty good. So the next thing that we are going to do is take this line and then kind of like make it box out of it. And then let's rotate the box so that this door is open. Okay. So whenever you have the door should be open. Okay? And this chair actually has a lot of like lines because this is coming out of the mesh, so we need to clean it up. Also, let's get rid of these lines inside of. Okay, very good. I would also like to clean this chair because. Okay, so I think this is going to go into line C, 0.13 layer. So I'm just going to change everything here, activate this layer, and just restore some of the lines that were gone. You don't have to, you don't really read these small lines, so you don't have to be extremely fussy about it, but I'm pretty fussy. So yeah, so I think this is okay. So just group this and just get rid of these, and then mirror this. Okay, and just delete and then copy this. This table should be green also. Okay, so the next thing is to evaluate what is on the ground level and what is on the on different levels. So in this case, we will show both perspective and top view and activate the lower plan for the perspective view. So if you compare it, you can kind of tell which one is what. Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, so these lines that are on top here that are closer to the viewpoint. So these first set of lines that are closer are going to be 0.25 layer. Okay, so these will be 0.25. Okay, and then ones that are a little bit lower, I'm going to change it to 0.13, which is green layer. So this one goes to green layer. Now, in this case, these ones are relatively close to the view port, so I'm just going to change it to 0.25. And on this table, I guess the top panel should go to 0.25, and then lines below should be 0.13. 0.13. Okay, so that's pretty good. Get rid of some unnecessary lines. The most lighter line is this line that exists on the ground, and also this line that is on the ground. For that matter, everything else here. I wonder if we can just select all. Probably not, because we are selecting these lines. So, control click and shift click becomes handy when you're dealing with this demonstration. So these ones are going to be the line 08 white layer, and then I think there are some lines that are here. Also, these lines inside of the door framing I think they can be the lightest line. So 0.8. And these planter lines should be 0.8. And then this should be on the ground, 0.8. And I guess this can be on the ground level. So I think that's pretty good. So now we are, oh, and then also these guys which are here, those are pretty close to the view, so I think they can be 0.25. Okay. And yeah, we can just draw toilets and stuff, but we can just do it later. So the stairs are kind of tricky because they start with somewhere like that, really close to the ground, and then it ascends up. So in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to just assign the green layer to it. As they ascend into the space. I think there are some lines inside of this thing that are kind of, you know, inside of the cut line. So I'm just going to get rid of everything else. What is this line that we're seeing? So maybe like these are the lines from kind of like shifting these panels. So I think you can just assign them as 0.13 as well. Okay, so that's pretty good for this level. And so how do we deal with the stairs? So stairs, we have this kind of situation where section cut is going to cut this. So the way we will draw this, you can draw this on dimension layer, is that when this section cut will happen, you can start drawing this kind of horizontal line, click, go up, and then create this kind of thunder mark. Okay, so this means that this, you know, stairs is just cut at this line. Okay. So then you can just use this tool to trim the stairs. Okay, so that's how you would symbolize the stairs, stair cut mark. Okay. However, the stair is going to continue, and then it's going to show the kind of second level. So what I would like to do is to take this line from the second level, you know, second level. Okay, and then copy this from the same corner to same corner. Okay, so this line indicates that there is going to be a floor above. So in this case, we don't actually need this line, and just continue this line towards it. And then these lines should have the layer that is line D013 dot. So this is a dotted line that we have. Okay, so maybe it's okay to have this line going across. So what that means is that the stairs will continue and show this as a dot. Okay, so when you get to this point, again, what we did in the first term, when you have the two lines too close to each other, it will display as a really dark line. So I'm just going to preemptively just go ahead and change these two lines of next to each other, and then change it to 0.13. Okay. And also this line shouldn't be cutting through this frame, so you can just go ahead and trim these lines. Default trim. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. So the next step that you're going to do is to turn off layers that are not line G. So 2513.08 does only show the line 5. Okay. Also, I would like to activate the hatch layer and then maybe hide dimensions either. So we are going to hatch inside of this. Maybe I actually need this dimension in order to hatch this part. Okay, so select everything. Instead of selecting everything, just type hatch and then boundary yes, and then yeah. So you need to turn on boundary. So now you have to select it, and then press enter, and then click inside of the hatch. Okay. So this is how you hatch, but for some reasons, if you don't have all of these lines clean or closed from each other, you may not be able to hatch. So be careful. Combine all the regions. Combine regions, no. Yes. And then also hatch inside of all. So that is good, and I like to go with solid, but people sometimes do it as 45-degree hatch line. So it's really up to you. But the way this layer is set up is that this layer has slightly darker gray as a print color, so it's going to work fine. So now if you pull back all of these lines, it works pretty well. Okay, so that's first floor. Okay, so let's get into the second floor. It's pretty much the same thing. So inside of the cut lines, we won't have any, lines. So get rid of the lines inside of the cut line. First, okay, so that's good. And also in this case, you don't need all. Okay, so this is cleaned up, and I guess these lines are cut lines, and these other lines are not. So the easier way to deal with it is I'm just going to hide the line G so that I get all of these lines. And these should be on the ground, so 0.8. And if I turn this on. So again, we are going to compare between the perspective view and plan view to find out which ones has different depths. So select this one and then perspective. So now if you compare it, these lines on the second level, they're relatively close to the view. So I think we can give them 2.5 layer. And then all of these lines here for the second floor kind of handrail, they can be 0.5, 0.25. The lines on the table on the bottom level, they are very far away from the view. So I'm just gonna give them 0.08 hairline. The door on the bottom level should be hairline 2. These lines on this wall, they are really far, so 0.8, 0.8. These lines are relatively close, so 0.5, I guess. 0.25, I guess, the blue layer. And so that is that. This chandelier, maybe they are, 0.213. Oh, but there is indication of section cut of the cable, so that's good. So in this case, I'm just going to turn off 0.8 layer and then select everything except for the cable, and then change it to 0.13. Turn it back on again. This one actually is a table line. So that is that. These chairs and tables, they are pretty close to the view, so they can be 0.25. But again, I would like to take out some of these, subdivision lines. So, when you have this model is almost perfect, and you don't have to modify too many things. But I think in your drawing, it's not going to be this clean. So make sure that you're going to go inside of the drawing and then, delete and, make lines, okay? Okay, so that is that. So the stairs. So stairs are below below this line. So I'm just going to treat them as a 0. Maybe I'm just going to take these lines as 0.13, and then these lines as 0.25, because handrails are slightly above the. So I think there's going to be a lot of improvisation that goes into it, and this part, they should be 0.25. Okay. Again, in this case, we are going to hatch inside of the wall. So hide everything but 0.25. 0.5. Sorry. So hatch. Run hatch command and then boundary yes, select curves, and then click on inside of the line. So I'm just going to show you bad example. So sometimes your lines are not really close, okay, like that. And so when you do the hatch boundary yes and then try to click inside of this region, it won't let you because it's not close. So what you need to do is simply just go ahead and draw a line to close it. Okay, very simple. And hatch. And click inside of these objects. Okay, so we hatch again, and so it works. That's good. And if we turn on these lines again, so this one looks pretty good. So there's an indication of what's upstairs and what's downstairs. So that's good. Okay, now we are going to go into the section drawing. So in the section, what we want to do is to align these two, section cuts so that we can just be perfect with each other. Okay. So when you're doing section cuts, what I would like you to indicate is that there is going to be a solid ground. So then slightly below the building, I would like to, so about 6 inches or 4 inches below, 4 inches below the floor line, I would like to create this kind of ground block. And this one is going to be the line 5, so the red layer. And then I'm just going to mirror copy this so that this one. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and clean up this line. So let's just delete some of the line. Oh, did I? Yeah, I caught the skyline on this on the other one, which is good. And when you have this kind of line like diving into the section cut, you can just trim out these lines. Yeah, these can be gone also. And continuous section cut. So in this case, what we would like to do is just continue this ground plane as a solid. So change this and then trim. Oh, I think you should just show only the section cut and hide the visible line of the make 2D. And so run trim command and then just kind of connect with the ground. And in this kind of like continuous wall, I would normally like connect them together. This is a different object, and this is also a different object. Okay, so something like that is good. So okay, so now we turn on other layers and then start adding those things. So again, we will turn on the right view clipping plane, and then perspective on. So and then this clipping plane on. So we will compare between what's on the foreground and what's in the background. So I guess these lines that we have that are lighting. So I think these lines should be just line 3. In this case, it's just a cut line, but it's just too close, so I'm just gonna get rid of those. And then these lines, 1, 3. Yeah, these lines may be just a little bit too subtle to read. So and then I think these lines are like doubled, and I don't really like to show them as a double, so just get rid of one. Okay. So these lines, and technically it's true, but these spheres just hanging by themselves without cable is just kind of weird. So I'm just going to copy this line from here to here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that is that. And I guess this whole rail should be the blue layer. This one is not very clean. It's got like it's showing like a bunch of these like unnecessary lines. So I'm just going to kind of like improvise and clean it up. Okay. And yeah, I guess we can just get rid of these double lines. Okay, so now this is inside of the cut line, so we can just get rid of all or trim. Okay, so now you can select all of these and put it onto the blue layer, change of layer. And then this set should be, further away. So green layer. And I think this is a line for the door. Oh, this is a fence and the door. So the fence is further away, 08. The door is 13. And then this is the sliding door. So that's 13. And in this case, yeah, so that is good. And then this is far away. And this is 13 either. And then get rid of these lines that are, on the sides. Okay, so now we are going to take all of these lines, maybe make all of these to 13. And then these lines that are far away, they can be, 08, 13. Okay. In this case, we are going to just get rid of the lines that are not really necessary. Keep it clean. And also these chairs, I guess I didn't line them up properly, so okay, so that's okay. And double lines of the table. Just delete everything and then mirror copy. The chair. Change this to 0.13 and group them, then mirror. Yeah, so when you don't have things lined up, when you do bad modeling, this is what you have to deal with. So that's totally my bad. Trim this line, and you will see like these recessed lights, and then we can just kind of treat them as a non-existent object. I don't know what this line is, so okay, something like that. It takes more time to clean up this section. So this table is actually pretty close to the view, so and I don't like to show this thing, so I'm going to just do it like this and then make it 0.25. So And then also this can be, 013. Okay, so 013. Cool. Yeah, and then there are a bunch of lines that are inside of these things, so let's get rid of them. Yeah, it really does take a lot of time to clean up these drawings, even though this is relatively clean drawing. Okay, so that is good. This one should be 1, 3. This is little very small support for what it is, so I'm just going to make 1D and then kind of make it a little bit long. And hanging this off of this tiny beam is probably okay. So facade, and I'm just gonna take the first one as a blue layer, and blue layer, and take everything else as green layer to indicate the sense of depth. What this line is, so 1, 3. So inside of the section cut, I think we are seeing some of the lines, so we can just clean it up. Okay, there's more. What is this chair? Okay, so this is a table, and so this line should be far line. It should be the green line, then no line inside. And we have to clean this side view of the chair. Yeah, it's just a lot of cleaning when you're, dealing with drawings. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it that. Okay, and this stuff, this is a cut line. Okay, so and then I will also copy these lines here. Okay, so this, and then this is the door. So this here. Okay, so the last thing that I would like to do is this table is very organic and has this kind of like very wavy shape, right? And but it's not quite showing in this drawing. So I'm going to show you the way to do it. So select this object and then go to top view and run contour line with contour command and going this way. And it should be about 4 inches. Okay, so when you go to the right view, you can see this line kind of contouring, and that's good. So I'm just gonna group them, okay, and then move the clipping plane a little bit far so that we can read it. So now we can just contour, make 2D both this table and this contour line. Then you will get this kind of set of lines that are kind of showing the sense of the depth with contour line. So we can just use it as a very light line and then move it into the table here. Okay. So this technique you can use to like create this kind of like very organic geometry. Okay. So that is that. Okay. when I was trying to hatch all of this, it gave me an error that self-intersecting loop was found, no hatches made. So what that means is that this is not properly closable, object. So what I went ahead and did was that I selected everything and joined them. And then if I click on it, you can find where things are not joining. So in this case, what I found is that this line is continuously going up. So it's not, it is not really doing that, which is stupid. But so now I just, got rid of that line and hatch this one. It didn't work. Let's actually join them and see if it hatches. So, so I guess in this case, it's this line that is, causing this issue. So, hatch. Okay, it worked, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, sometimes like it kind of acts in a weird way. So, just doing individually. Also, this line is not closed. Okay. Well, that's good. Okay, it looks like we have both plan and section done. So we are going to output this. But one thing that I would like to do is to import one person on the section so that it indicates section. So I'm going to find a person. So I'm going to just put this model put people in the file. So I'm just going to like take a person here, and then another person, here. So it's just for the indication that there is to kind of like understand human scale. So just dupe edge or dupe border. Okay, and then just get rid of this, and then this border you can just make it like 1-3, and then also dupe border, okay. Then 1-3. Okay, so whew, that's a lot of work, but it's well worth it. So now we are going to export this. So when you export this, what you do is print as PDF. So you can go to print, and then find Rhino PDF, and then RHD is a okay size. Tabloid is probably good, and then the setup should be vector format, print color, and then view and output scale. So in this case, this drawing should be 1/4 equals a foot, wouldn't fit, so 1/8 equals a foot. So that's going to fit in this one. So if you click on set and then kind of click on the middle part and then move it around, then it's going to kind of set. Okay, so that's good. And the margin position, line types and widths. Line type, match pattern definition, scale by 1, this is good. Visibility, yeah, so I think this is good. So you will print this and then plan 01. Okay, so we do the same thing for the section. Okay, and then move this set thing and then just move it to the section part. I guess we can just stack the section both top and bottom, and then just close and move this section up. I don't know stacking this section, yeah, right. But for the sake of fitting into the page, that's fine. So we print, okay, and then section 01. So our drawing will never end at this point because you never get this right on the first pass. So you open this up, and there should be a lot of errors in this drawing. So I guess I'm going to go close. Okay, so I have this new mirror board, and I'm just gonna upload it onto it for the sake of editing. So if I zoom into this plan, I am going to find a few things. So I'm just going to make it bigger. So I want you to do this kind of like self-judging process. So let's get into it. So it looks like lines are relatively okay. Some lines are kind of going over our black line, which is not right. Some lines are kind of like going over this line, but And then this line is not reading the dimension lines on top of it, so that's problematic. I think this line is a little bit too thick. So what you need to do is you have to kind of like judge yourself, and then and let's see. Yeah, I think other than that, things are reading okay. Oh, so this dotted line is not showing up, so that's problematic. This should be showing up as a dotted line. Okay, going into the section. I think these areas should look lighter because it's farther away, indicating there's an entry. Yeah, this line, contour line, is looking good. We are seeing a sense of depth through this. Yeah, I guess this guy's line is kind of in the way. Yeah, these lines are kind of reading a little bit too thick, so I think I want to adjust it. Yeah, so what you need to do then is go back to Rhino and correct these errors. So for example, in the plan, I think there was a line. Yeah, so this line I caught, so I can just delete it. And then, this line is actually not showing as a proper size dot. So I think what you can do is go to options and then line types. And this one is a small dash. So small dash is here. And then line type scale, maybe we can just increase it to like 20. Let's see if it does that. Get rid of this person. So once you mark these ones in your drawing, you can then just change. You can mark it on your mirror. So that's how you should do it. So this one was reading a little bit too thick. This line was not apparent, so I'm just going to change it to like 0.25 or something so that you'll read. Yeah, and there are some lines going inside of this, which is weird because it's not in the zone in my drawing. So I guess that's okay. Yep, and then yeah, there was some issues with this, so get rid of it. And on this one, that's okay. And then in section, I think this guy was a little bit, inside into the ground. And then, yeah, I guess the rest is okay. So we are going to export this again. Okay. And then override in section 2. And okay. So once you have exported this as proper PDF, you're going to be able to place it in your presentation board and in your presentation deck and stuff. So okay, open this up. So that section is looking really good, and oh yeah, I guess we can fix this part. But yeah, in general, the plan and section is looking good at this point. So I hope this was useful. It's very important for designers to be able to produce these drawings in a proper way, and it takes a lot of time for us to like really get it right. So let's keep trying, and let's improve ourselves day by day. Okay, thank you for listening. See you in the next video.